Hello world, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to codingscientist.com. You are watching one of the most exciting Zero to Hero series on ESP32, ESP32 CAM and ESP8266 microcontrollers. We haven't started the ESP32 CAM yet, but we will begin very soon. Alright guys, in the previous lesson I showed you how to hook up your DHT11 sensor or DHT22 humidity temperature sensor connected to your OLED display, right? And from both the sensor and the display, the common pins are SDA and SEL, serial clock, and the digital pin, right? Which is connected again back to your ESP32. And we did upload a set of C++ code, which I hope you picked it up from my GitHub and you made it work. Of course I couldn't make it work because as I did the troubleshooting in front of you, the sensor was not getting detected, but the code did work, the circuit was perfect, and everything was perfect except the sensor was malfunctioning because sensor is not good, as simple as that. So the same lesson, now what we are going to do, we are going to publish the sensor reading to the web server, that is from the web. That means on your mobile, on your browser, you can check the humidity and sensor wherever you deploy. Guys, this is a real-time IoT, what I'm talking about, right? So let's go ahead and hook it up. So as I said, in this particular lesson, I will show you how to build a asynchronous ESP32 web server. I hope you have downloaded the library which I showed you a couple of lessons before when we were building another project using the web server. So go ahead, if you are not ready, go ahead and download that library. It's on my GitHub. You can go ahead and download it and put it into your library section of Arduino where you install, and it will automatically pick up, right? So let's take a look what we are trying to do now. So this is how it's going to look like once the web server, basically we will build, updates the reading automatically, right, without the need to refresh the web page. We don't have to refresh actually. However, depending upon your internet speed, we might want to refresh the tab. So what you're going to learn, so basically how to read the temperature and humidity from the DHT sensor is what the most important thing which you're going to read, and write the code, understand the code what I had written, and I had actually put a lot of explanation in the code itself. However, in case if you need a one-on-one, reach out to me. I will be happy to schedule a Zoom call. So a part of this lesson, you will also learn how to build a asynchronous web server using the ESPAsyncWebServer library, which is what we downloaded a couple of lessons back. In this lesson also we need the same library. And then you will also learn how to update the sensor reading automatically without the need to refresh the web page. So it's a part of the code, it's a part of the C++ code, right? To build the web server, we will use the library, of course, the web server ESPAsyncWebServer library that provides an easy way to build the web server itself, right? The library contains ton load of information. Go ahead and take a look in the GitHub account, read about the library, understand it very well. It's very important, guys. Building an asynchronous web server has very big advantage. There are a couple of advantages, I would say, rather than very big advantage. It can handle more than one connection at the same time. That means you can access through the mobile, you can access through the browser on your desktop it also. So that's possible. And the other advantage is when you send the response, you are immediately ready to handle other connections while the server is taking care of sending the response in the background. So that's a pretty big advantage, and a pretty simple template processing. It's a simple template what we created. I'm in this particular code just to show the temperature and humidity and the processing engine to handle that particular template. And there are a couple of more advantages as well. Now let's take a look at from the circuit point of view. It's pretty simple, straightforward circuit. It's not complex. You need to wire the DHT11 or DHT22 sensor to the ESP32 as I showed, as you can see behind me, right? In this particular case, in this particular lesson, we are connecting the data pin to your GPIO 27 pin of ESP32. But you can connect it to any other digital pin, guys. I am leaving it to you, but you'll have to change it in the C++ code. You can use this particular circuit drawing, right, for DHT11 or DHT22 sensors. The code will remain the same. The web server code which is written within the C++ remains the same. There is no changes except unless until you change the pin from digital pin GPIO pin 27 to any other pin of ESP32. You have to go to that section and declare the pin, which pin you are triggering. So that's all you got to do. All right, so let's take a look. So what you need to do, guys, you need to go to my GitHub, as I showed you in a couple of lessons before. So let's see, let's take a look. So go here to this particular section, to my account, that is Anbu Kumar dash maker, and I hope by this time you have my link. Anyways, I leave in each and every video, I leave the link below the comment section. Go to ESP32 cam section, and then you will have to pick up this particular code. The previous lesson was dhtoled.ino. This particular lesson, we are going to go ahead and grab this code, dhtwebserver.ino. Just click on that. All right, then click on raw. Once you click on raw, place the cursor anywhere on the browser, press Ctrl A, and then right click, copy, and then you have to come to your Arduino. This is where the code is. You can just copy and paste it here, Ctrl V. All right, so most important aspect of this code is, guys, these two sections you will have to change as per your SSID, that is your Wi-Fi ID, from where you are connected. Your computer is connected, where you are going to connect to your ESP32. So you need to put your Wi-Fi ID and your Wi-Fi password here within the double quotes. It has to be within the double quotes, remember that. All right, and rest of the explanation I had already given. For each line I put the explanation. However, guys, if you don't understand this, I'll be more than happy to walk you through systematically, one-on-one. I'll train you guys hands-on. So do reach out to me on my WhatsApp, on my Telegram, on my Facebook, on my LinkedIn, on my Twitter, or there are multiple other platforms. I will respond to you, and we will go ahead and schedule a one-on-one session. I will walk you through everything systematically. You will become zero to hero for sure. All right, now enough of this talking. I'm going to upload this code. I think I have uploaded already. Yes, it's already in there. But what we got to do obviously is to press the boot button. I'm going to press the boot button once again and upload this code. So you need to press the boot button, hold it tight, and then click upload. But before clicking upload, make sure that you are connected to the right port here. That is, mine is COM12, yours might be different. And the board you need to select, do it ESP32 dev kit version 1. That is the board I am using. You might use something, different version of ESP32. So go ahead and select the appropriate board. It depends upon the manufacturers, guys. Some of the manufacturers have different naming. All right, it's getting uploaded. It's writing 25%, 35%, 50%, 70, 80, 90, 100, right? All right, it's written successfully. It's written. Now once it's uploaded, you can of course take out your index finger, and then now what we need to do, open the serial monitor, your terminal. The serial monitor, it looks blank because you have to press the EN button on your ESP32. Once you press the EN button, connecting to Wi-Fi, there you go. You will get the IP address like this. Take this IP address. All right, now what we need to do, we need to open the browser and put the IP address here. So let me just go ahead and share my browser. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute, guys. All right, let me open up the browser. All right, I hope you guys can see my browser. Now I'm going to open another tab, and I will put in the IP address. What was the IP address? 192.168.0.1.2. Let's cross our finger. 192.168.0.102. 102. Fantastic. Your web server is working perfect for ESP32 DHT server which we just built, and your temperature and humidity button is perfect, but it's not reading. Why? Remember guys, in the previous lesson the sensor DHT11 sensor was malfunctioning, right? In my case, I mean in your case it might work, it'll definitely work because there is some problem with my sensor and I do not have a DHT22 at this point of time while making this video. However, I'm going to get the DHT22 sensors in next probably 2-3 days, and I'm going to hook it up, and I'll, if required, I'll make a different video. Now the good part is your entire stuff works. Your circuit is working, your web browser is working, I mean your web server is working, the code is working, so everything is working except the sensor part. It's not sensing because DHT11 is a low cost, and you never know, sometimes just out of the box you might just remove it, doesn't work, you just cannot help. It's just about 100 rupees, right? So that's how it is. That's a disadvantage of procuring a low cost throwaway price sensors, but we got to live with that. Most important aspect of this particular lesson is to learn about the web servers and how to capture, detect the environment, the sensor environment, and throw it up, populate into the web browser. This is the real IoT, guys. This is what I'm talking about. I think in one of the lessons previously I showed you how to control the servo motors. That was in a different series, but I'm going to show you how to control the servo motors and DC motors through the web browser itself in the upcoming lessons. And that's where we will get into not only IoT but also the robotics, and the AI aspect will come into picture when we hook up the camera with ESP32 cam module, using the ESP32 cam module. So guys, it's going to get really interesting. Alright guys, so enough of talking. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Do go ahead and hook up the circuit, play around with the web server. You can modify it. If you guys understand the HTML tags and stuff like that, the JavaScript stuff, it's very easy to modify the buttons and change the colors and stuff. So it's going to get really interesting, guys. If you need one more clarification about the codes, need a one-on-one coaching, do reach out to me. I'll be happy to guide you and coach you to build your skills from zero to hero. Goodbye.